All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash, Bakatham. Double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, they were well. And a salute and a shalom to all the Akim that are out here laboring and pushing this truth in all sincerity and in truth. I've been the Spirit has been on me to do this lesson for a long time, right? Since last year, all right? But I never got around to doing it, and plus, the Spirit said wait and do it later, right? So because right now it's the perfect time to do this lesson, all right? I watched the elder Yahawah from Dallas, from the Dallas camp. He made mention of Yahawah, us being the virgin, right? And that we are supposed to be crying out, okay? So I'm going to do that lesson right now through the spirit and power of Yahawah Ba'ashem Yahushua, and hopefully you Akim and you and the few Akwath are edified and comforted, man, by this lesson. All right. First scripture I'm gonna get is Jeremiah chapter 6. I believe it's Jeremiah 6. Jeremiah chapter 6. And listen, now it says, real quick. Hold on real quick. Here it is. This is Jeremiah chapter 3, verse 14. It says, "Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahawah, for I am married unto you." It says, "And I will take you one of a city and two of a family. I will bring you to Zion," right? So we are married unto Yahawah through what? Through the covenants. Okay? The old covenant as well as the new covenant, and the new covenant, the laws, statutes, and commandments will be put in our inward parts. Right? The new covenant is basically it's the same covenant, but based upon better promises, right? So no more going off, no more having to sacrifice turtle doves or lambs and all that, because we're going to be perfect. All right. Now we're not in the new covenant yet. Okay. So let's get this again. It says, "Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahawah, for I am married unto you. I will make you, I will take you one of city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion, right? Now, so we are married unto Yahawah, right? So we are what? Now we were promised, right? Through who? Through the promises that Yahawah made to Abraham. Okay, so we were promised from that point. Okay, and we were joined unto Yahawah through what? Through the covenant. Okay, through the law, statutes, and commandments, man, through the covenant. Okay, so Israel, we have a husband. Our husband is Yahawah. Okay, so since we have a husband and you have a man that sees us, and he wants to ravish us. Okay, by what? By forcing us to take the mark of the beast, the RFID chip. Okay, we're supposed to do what? Cry out, right? So let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 22. Chapter 22. It says, okay, let's get it. This is Leviticus, no, Slack. Deuteronomy 22 and let's see. Well, yeah, I'll start it at 22. Okay, Deuteronomy 22 and 22 on down. It says to 20. See, I'm not sure where I'm gonna stop, but it was all good. It says, if a man be found laying with a woman married to an husband, then the both of them shall die. So like, because Khan says, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lie with the woman, and the woman, so shalt thou put away evil from Israel. Okay? If a damsel that is a virgin be betrothed unto an husband, right? Engaged. It says, and a man find her in the city and lie with her, then ye shall bring them both out unto the gate of that city, and ye shall stone them with stones, that they die. The damsel, because she cried not out. Kind of says, because she cried not, being in the city, and the man, because he hath humbled his neighbor's wife. So shalt thou put away evil from among you. Okay? So, Jake, when Israel, so I guess, not when Israel, but Jake, when Esau comes after us, right? Only the elect will cry out, okay, for their husband, okay? Only the elect of the nation of Israel will cry out, okay? And they will, and what will they say? They will say, Yahawah Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, help me. Okay, they will cry out. Why? Because they don't want to basically commit adultery against Yahawah by taking what? The RFID chip. Okay? So how can I put this? All right, all right, man. So Esau, he's not sticking his rod in you. Okay, he's sticking what? His chip. All right, all right. This branding chip inside of you, man. Because Esau wants to own us, Jake. Esau wants to own us, man. Okay, he's had us in his possession for this long. He don't want to let us go, Jake. He don't want to let us go, man. He wants to keep us all to himself. When we have a husband. Okay? Now, those of you that don't cry out, you and that man will be put to death. Why? Because you didn't cry out. Basically, you was cool with it. Okay? You wanted to commit adultery against your husband. It says, but if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and a man force her and lie with her, then the man only shall die. God says, then only the man that lie with her shall die. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is, it says, there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man riseth against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. Why? Because of this. For in her, it says, for he found her in the it says, for he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried. There was none to save her, right? So, now the elect, when Esau comes after the elect, right? They are put in the concentration camps, okay? And they were being forced to accept this RFID chip. They will, what? Cry out. Why? Because they know they have a husband. They know they're married unto Yahawah. So they will cry out. Jake, those of you that are married, man, they have wives, okay? If a man finds your wife somewhere, okay, and he's trying to force himself on your wife, and she don't cry out, that means what? That means she was okay with it. She didn't have no problem with what he was doing. She consented to it. Jake, you would be pissed off. And you know you would be. You will be pissed off, man. Why? Because you expected your wife to cry out. Well, Jake, if you are expecting your wife to cry out when a man is trying to ravish her, then Jake, Yahawah expects us to cry out. When the devil, this bastard, is trying to is about to make its move to ravish us with the mark of the beast, man. Okay? Cry out, man. Unless you are okay with it. Because if you are okay with it, then you just consented to committing adultery against your husband, Yahawah. All right? And what does the scripture say? Let's get Exodus 20. Exodus 20 and 14, it says, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." Thou shalt not commit adultery. Now, adultery is what? Adultery is when a man right? Yeah. Adultery is when a man has sex with a married woman. Okay? Also, when a married woman goes outside of her relationship, goes outside of her marriage, and has sex with another man, that's adultery. Why? Because the bitch is married. She should not be sleeping with another man. She has a husband at home. She's only supposed to sleep with her husband. Okay? And have sexual intercourse with her husband. Jay, we are married unto Yahawah. Okay? We have his name, man. Okay? He gave us his name back. Okay? So what should we be doing? Crying out. Saying what? I have a husband. I'm married. Okay? Get off me. I am married. Get the fuck off me. I'm married. Okay? And we're saying that by saying what? By calling upon the names Yahawah and Yahawah. Okay? Saying what? Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawah, help me. Proverbs 18 and 10, it says, "The name of Yahawah is a strong tower. The righteous runneth into it and is safe." So if you don't cry out, how are you going to be safe? Who's going to save you, man, when you're not crying out? No one is. Why? Because they will assume that you are okay with it. Okay? The man will assume that you are okay with what he's about to do to you. So Israel, you all say that you believe in Yahawah and Yahawah, okay? Right? You all wear your fringes on the bottom of your t-shirts, which that's off, but okay. Okay, you all say Shalom or Shalom, Yahawah B'Shem Al-Shah Brakatah. All right? You all have these extravagant Hebrew names. Okay? You sport your fringes every single day. Okay, cool. Well, Jake, will you have that same energy during the hour of temptation? Or will you just go ahead and commit adultery against Yahawah, your husband? What will you do, Jake? Will you cry out? Or will you consent to Esau Edom ravishing you? Let's get this right here. Let's get Proverbs 30. Okay. This is Proverbs 30 and Proverbs 30 and 20. It says, "Such are the ways of an adulterous woman. She eateth, right? She committeth adultery. She sinneth, basically. All right. She sinneth, and wipeth her mouth and says, I have done no wickedness." So, Jake, if you accept Esau's his chip, okay, if you accept the chip, the RFID chip, you are just like that adulterous woman, that committed sin, all right, that committed iniquity, right, and she wiped her mouth and says she didn't do anything wrong. Will you be like that? Or will you be like Judith? No, not Judith, but will you be like Susanna? Because let's get that real quick. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I mean, I could, but I know Jake's attention span ain't extended. Let's see. What is this? I'm passing it up. Okay, here it is. This is the book of Susanna. I'll start at verse 1. It says, "There was a it says that there dwelt a man in Babylon called Jehoiakim, and he took a wife whose name was Susanna, the daughter of Josias, a very fair woman." So Judith was beautiful, right? And one that feared Yahawah. So I don't know why I keep saying Judith. Susanna, Okay, Susanna was very beautiful, right? And she feared who? She feared Yahawah Bashem Yahushua. Now, let's jump down to verse 7. It says, now when the people departed away at noon, Susanna went into her husband's garden to walk, and the two elders saw her go, and the two elders saw her going in every day and walking, so that their lust was inflamed toward her, and they perverted their own mind and turned away their eyes, that they may not look unto heaven, nor remember nor remember just judgments. What the hell is this? It says, and albeit they both were wounded with her love. Right? So that they were, all right, so that they was basically intoxicated, they were basically in love with Judith. Salakia. Why keep saying Judith? They were basically in love with Susanna. They were wounded. They couldn't think straight. It says, with her love, yet there's not one shew another his grief. For they were ashamed to declare their lust that they have desired to have to do with her, right? So they were ashamed of how they felt about her. Why? Because they knew she was married. They knew she was married, man. They knew it. Okay? That's why they waited until everyone left. Okay? They waited until everyone left, so would no one see them. It says, yet they watched diligently from day to see her. And the one said to the other, let us now go home, for it is dinner time. So they went. So when they were going out, they parted the one from the other, and turning back again, they came to the same place. And after that, they had asked one. They had asked one another. So like they have asked, like they had asked one another the cause. They acknowledged their lust. Then appointed they a time both together, when they might find her alone. Right. So they plotted on Susanna, man. They plotted. They had plotted. On what they would do to Susanna, man. It was premeditated, man. They basically said, all right, well, you like her? I like her. All right. She fine? Okay. What are we going to do? Right? So they were burning in lust for Susanna. Okay? So they're like, all right, cool. So, okay. So basically, when her maids leave her in her husband's garden, that's when we were gonna make our move. All right, you cool with that? Yeah, cool. All right, fuck it. Right? All right, I'm gonna read it. It says, and it fell out as they watched. A fit time, she went in as before, with 2 maids only, and she was desirous to wash herself in the garden, for it was hot, right? So Susanna, she was what? She was sweating, right? So she was hot, right? She wanted to cool, all right. She wanted to cool herself off, right, and to feel fresh again. It says that there was nobody there to save the two elders. So like it says, and there was no constance, there was nobody there save the two elders that had hid themselves and watched them, right? So these two wicked niggas was hiding and watching Susanna because they knew they was wrong, man. They knew they was wrong, man. They knew it. They knew it, man. They were hiding. They didn't want anyone to see them. Why? Because they knew they were wrong, man. They had wives, man. They were married. But they wanted Susanna though. Says, then said she to her maids, bring me oil in washing bowls, and shut the garden doors, that I may wash me. And they did as she bade them, and shut the garden doors, and went out themselves at private doors to fetch the things that she had commanded them. But they saw not the so like it says, but they saw not the elders because they were hid, right? So they were hiding, man. It says this, behold, the garden doors, says, now when the maids were gone forth, the two elders rose up and ran unto her, saying, behold, the garden doors are shut, that no man can save us, that no man can see us. We are in love with thee. Therefore consent unto us and lie with us, right? So they ran up on her and said, hey, it's like this, all right? The garden doors are closed, okay? Can't nobody see us. Can't nobody save you. So what you should do is just consent. Is just consent right now. And have sex with us. Why not? I mean, what you think? I mean, come on now. We want you. We've been lusting after you. So what are you going to do? Right? It says, now they said this, if thou wilt not, we will bear witness against thee that a young man was with thee, and therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee, right? And therefore thou didst send away thy maids from thee, right? So they they gave her an ultimatum that they said, look, all right, can't nobody see us, so we ain't got to worry about nothing. We in love with you. Consent right now and have sex with us. But if not, we will lie on you and say that you committed adultery with another man. So these two niggas was that wicked, man. Was that wicked. They wanted to ravish her, man. They were burning in lust for Susanna, man. And this is what Susanna said. Then Susanna sighed and said, I am straitened on every side. For if I do this thing, it is death unto me. And if I do it not, I cannot escape your hands. For it is better for me to fall into like it says, for it is better to fall. It says, it is better for me to fall into your hands and not do it than to sin in the sight of Yahawah. With that, Susanna cried with a loud voice, and the two elders cried out against her. So Susanna, she did what, man? She cried out, right? She told him, don't do this, man. Don't do this. You know I'm married. You know that. You know my husband. You know I'm married. You know I'm married, man. So Susanna, she cried out, man. Jake, so the elect of Jake, the elect of the nation of Israel, they will be like Susanna. They will cry out, man. They won't consent to taking the RFID chip, man. They will cry out, man. It says, I have espoused you, right? That's what Paul said. Oosh, oosh. Too bright, all right. This is 2 Corinthians 11:2. This is this is Second Corinthians 11:1-2. It says, well, to 3 it says, would to Yahawah you could bear with me a little in my folly, and indeed bear with me. For I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband. Our husband is who, Jay? Our husband is Yahawah. Right? That I might, it kind of says that, it says, that I may present you as a chaste virgin to a Mashiach. Right? So, Yahawah, he's going to come and deliver his, all right? He's going to come and deliver the elect from the hands of this devil, man. From the hands of the ravisher. The ravisher is who? The ravisher is Esau. Okay, and Esau, he's trying to do what? He's trying to force this mark of the beast, this RFID chip, inside of Israelites. Okay? But the only ones that will cry out are the elect of the nation of Israel. The elect are like, the elect of the nation of Israel are like Susanna. They will cry out. Okay? So Yahawah, he's going to come back and deliver his elect. Okay? And they will, all right, and Yahawah Mashiach, he will take the elect and bring them unto Yahawah. It says, but I fear lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Mashiach. Jake, Eve was beguiled by the serpent. She was tricked by the serpent. Jake, don't be tricked by the serpent. The serpent is Esau Edom, man. Don't be tricked by him, man. Esau is full of shit, Jake. You know that. You know this motherfucker is full of shit, man. You know he is. You know Esau Edom is a liar. So, Jay, why would you let him beguile you, man? Why would you let him trick you, man? Come on now. Yeah, let's get this. Revelation. This Bible here is falling apart too. Revelation 13. It says this. In 16 it says, and he called this. It says, and he calls it All, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or on their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Right? Now the word for mark in the Greek is charagma. Right? Charagma. Charagma means what? An imprinted mark. Okay? Means to, it basically means to cut. Okay? So Esau, he's going to do what? He's going to cut open your skin, okay, and put the mark of the beast in it, man. Okay? And that will basically mean that you belong unto Esau. And that's committing adultery against Yahawah, Jake. We are married unto Yahawah, man. He's our husband. Okay, we belong to him. We don't belong to Esau, man. We belong to Yahawah. By Hashem Yahawah. Okay? Now, Jake, this is what you're going to receive when you take this chip. When you take the chip, man, this is what's going to happen to you, man. Because you're basically committing adultery against Yahawah. Right? It says this. But I saw that 8, Revelation 14 and 8 to 9 to 10. It says, and there followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she had, Salaki says, because she made all the nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in their forehead, or in their hand, Salaki, or Salaki says, or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahawah, which is poured out without mixture to the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay? So, Jake, if you accept this chip, the mark of the beast, you're going to be put to death. You're going to be put to death, man. Why? Because you committed adultery against Yahawah, man. By consenting unto who? Unto the devil, unto Esau, man. Okay? Because you chose to be espoused to the wicked. You chose to marry the wicked and be up under the rule of the wicked, when the wicked don't give a damn about you, Jay. Look at this. Leviticus 20 and 10. All right. Leviticus 20 and 10. It says this. Kind of says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer, kind of says, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be, kind of says, like it says, I'll read it again. I'm gonna slow all the way down. It says because I'm stuttering. I hate when I do that. It says, and the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress, shall surely be put to death. Why? Because you're not supposed to commit adultery, man. Adultery is a sin worthy of death. So Jake, you know what the law is. Well, you should know what the law is. Okay? So if you commit adultery against Yahawah by taking the mark of the beast, the RFID chip, you're going to be put to death for that. Why? Because you're married. Let me get that again. You are married, man. You have a husband, Jake. Revelation, just like Jeremiah. Jeremiah 3:14. It says this: Turn, O backsliding children, saith Yahawah, for I am married unto you, and I will take you two of a city. So like it says, I will take you one of a city and two of a family. I will bring you to Zion. Jake, we are married unto Yahawah, man. We have a husband. Okay? It says what in Zechariah, in Jeremiah 6. It says this. Jeremiah 6:2. It says, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Okay? A comely and delicate woman. Let's see. Let's see real quick what that is. Comely and delicate woman, right? Comely is this. Nawah. All right, Nawah. Pleasant. Okay? Pleasant. Lovely. Let's get the word delicate. Delicate is ainag. Ainag. That is to be soft, be delicate, be dainty. Let's see what dainty means. Dainty, delicate, tasty. Delicate, pretty. So I get come. Yeah, delicately small and pretty. All right. So, Jake, we're supposed to be virgins. We're not supposed to commit adultery against Yahawah, man. Okay? So, Jake, will you consent to committing adultery? So, Jake, will you consent to committing adultery against Yahawah by accepting and consenting to taking the mark of the beast? Will you do that, Jake? Will you commit adultery against Yahawah with Esau? Or will you cry out like Susanna did? Which will you do, man? Which will you do? Adultery, right? This is Proverbs 6:30. It's like it. Proverbs 6. It's like it. Proverbs 6:33. Man, I'm stuttering. Oh my Lord, man. It says, slow down. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. So Esau, he's basically going to make it harder on himself. Right? Because Esau knows that we're married, man. Esau knows that we are married unto Yahawah, man. But he lacks understanding. Esau lacks understanding. Because he ain't getting away with it, man. Esau, you ain't getting away, man. All right? Hold on, let's see. Let's get this. This is Ezekiel 16 and 31 to 33. It says, "In that thou buildest thine eminent place in the head of every way, and makest thine high place in every street, and has not been as an harlot, in that thou scornest hire." I guess that's what that is. It says, "But as a wife that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband." Jake, Esau is a stranger to you, man. Meaning you're not married to him. You're married to Yahawah, man. This is Matthew 5 and 28. It says, "But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her, committeth adultery with her already in his heart." Who's doing that? Is not Esau doing that, Jake? Is not Esau lusting after us because he wants to own us? So Jake, has not Esau Edom committed adultery already? Yes, he has. Because he wants to own us, man. He wants us to sin against our husband, Yahawah. All right, man. He wants us to sin and commit adultery against our husband, Yahawah. Come on, man. Someone say he was put away his wife Mary. Okay, let's see. Let's get this. It says, this is Deuteronomy 5 and 18. Deuteronomy 5 and 18, it says, "Neither shall thou commit adultery." No adultery, Jake. No adultery, man. You, Jacob, you are married, man. Jacob, we are married, man. We are married unto Yahawah, man. No adultery, man. Cry out, man. Cry out, man. Jake, if you love Yahawah, Jake, if you love Yahawah, what Yahawah, Jake, if you love Yahawah, what Yahawah shall like you claim you do, man, then you will cry out and say, "I'm married. Get off me. I'm not taking no fucking chip. I have a husband." Okay? His name is Yahawah Bahashem Yahawah. That's what you would say, man. But only the elect will say that, though. Only the elect will cry out. Let's get that. This is Ezekiel chapter 9. I'll start at 4. It says, And Yahawah said unto him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And to the others he said in mine hearing, Go ye after him. Through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Okay? So, the only ones that will cry out are the elect, right? And they will have, what? A mark upon them. Not a physical mark, but a spiritual mark. And what's that, man? This gospel, this truth, man. The names Yahawah and Yahawah. Okay? And the elect will be what? Exempt from judgment. Meaning what? They cried out. They said what? I am married. Get off me. This is Galatians 5:19. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, no adultery, Jake. No adultery, Jake. No adultery, Jake. No adultery. Jacob, you are married. So with that, I say Shalom, all praises to Yahawah, Bahashem Yahawah, Bahashem Kwakadash, Bakatham. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, they rule well. And the salute and the Shalom to all the Akim that are out here laboring and pushing this truth in all sincerity and the truth. And with that, I say Shalom. Akim, man, Salakia for me stumbling and stuttering over my words, man. It happens from time to time. I can't help it. All right, so with that, I say Shalom.